Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, where we are still at the end screen of the last case that we kind of need to be, because I'm still doing the streams and all that, and continuing on to the next one. The Kew Gardens Drama. Ooh, and that's the achievement for doing the last case, the previous case, I mean. Excellent.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Lovely. Alright, so... hold on. Alright. Let's do. There has to be an easier way than this, yes. You think you could maybe buy some unpasteurized honey from a farmer's market? Yeah, sure. One would imagine, right? The loading screen book has all the clues already collected in it. That's so interesting. That we haven't even been to the like crime scene yet. That's so interesting. I need to be on point with the deductions in this one, because the guide says that there's deductions here that you have to make before some sort of a point that I'm not sure where that is, and then they become unavailable.
Well, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Cool. So, like, unless I catch the deductions when I can still do them, and apparently even in the correct order or something, it's very weird. Unless I catch them there, I will miss them, and I would need to, on my own time, replay the whole case to get those deductions from it to get the achievement for reaching every deduction. So.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
If you have an idea, go share
plants
absolutely.
that took place here.
It's perfectly okay to speak up ideas about the investigation. That's all good. Unless you know what has happened for a fact from a previous play or whatever, like no spoiling, but if you have ideas about what might have happened, all just go for it.
5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens, and that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Haven't played this. Okay, good. Cool.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house?
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the Colonial Collection. He suffered a heart attack, just like that, so suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
Holmes, please. Well, I mean, sure, but then again, maybe if there's foul play in the death, it's at least Holmes is interested enough to try and find it out. That's something, right?
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
That's a lot of plants to carry.
Do not touch.
And then they touched. Right.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
Alright.
The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Right.
The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Alright. Broken esconson.
The esconson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
Sure. Anything else? Oh.
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
With my microscopic eyes, I can tell that that's the case. Yes.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
And And you?
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Right.
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it. Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
Alright. Haha. The staggered
This
footprints, heart
reconstruction
attack,
reveals a
stumbling, knocked off the pot and fell. Maybe not a heart attack. Well, action replay, yeah.
disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
I'm sure it was completely an accident. It was totally a coincidence and no one has committed a crime. It's fine. It's an accident that the game is called Crimes and Punishments. No crime happened. It's fine. Alright.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Exotic.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Something on the floor. Stone chip.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
Alright.
A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
Ah.
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
All right. Perform autopsy on Montague Dunn. Death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? Cool. Scotland Yard already. Oh, cool. Let's go. I mean, we might as well take a quick look around here to see if there's anything we've obviously missed, though.
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of The Awakened.
The Awakened is referencing the game like 5 games ago called Sherlock Holmes versus The Awakened. FJ the Master, hello, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a good day. Has the game told us what a species of plants we're missing? Just exotic. If they told the species, I missed them. So, as far as I know, simply exotic. Oh, well, here we are.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
D- d- does that answer your question? Dionea carnivorus, Carlina inebriare, Florem diabolica, Gromolaena odorata, Prunus sero... Hold on. Prunus serotina, Heli amphores tepuis, Bublis, Genlisea violacea, Darlingtonia gracosa cephalotus. There we are. Just chilling hard. Cool. Chilling sounds good. I'm not chilling because it's fucking hot in here. Jesus. I'm boiling, and we'll be boiling in Finland for like 3 weeks, every day and every night. It's gonna suck. We don't have AC in Finland, like, ever. Who the F names a flower Florem diabolica? Maybe it's a really evil-looking plant. Gotta still chill. Fair. I'm also trying to relax while it's being hot. I just try not to think about it and it'll eventually end, you know? So it goes. I mean, winter is one huge AC. That is sure. But I enjoy the light of summer, but I always miss the cold of winter because I enjoy the cold of winter. But I also enjoy the light of the summer, so it's never... yeah. Yeah, we've checked all of this.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Right. I'm just trying to see if there's anything worth
According
checking. It's a pretty big map for sure. Why autumn is best? Yeah, sure. I kind of tend to like autumn and spring are the best because autumn is the most like color pretty, but the spring when the light starts coming in like really like wakes up the brain, but it's still not too hot. So yeah, and still have some light. The sun shines through my windows from CA noon all till sundown, so it easily becomes way too hot and way too humid during summer. Yeah, same thing. Autumn is best. Well, Rosie agrees. There we are.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Can you... Oh, the music rather went right there. Can't read the newspaper. Nothing. Oh.
a task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools.
You're only allowed to read the newspaper during your lunch break. All right. Sure, have a talk with us. Anyways, BRB, gonna go ruin my lungs a bit more. Ah, I see. Don't normally think of Finland for being too hot. Is it over warm outside or from inside your room? It's, our summers are crazy hot in ways you wouldn't think they are. Our summer is 3 months long, and when it gets hot, it's fucking hot. Like, currently there's gonna be, like, a 3-week stint where every day it's gonna be, like, anything between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius outside in the shade. We literally have 4 seasons, meaning cold winter, hot summer, and then spring and autumn in between. That's how it is. Like, we have hot summers, you just wouldn't think it, but we do. Like, not like over 35 Celsius hot, but anything between 25 and 32 for weeks is perfectly not even unlikely anymore. It used to be a little cooler before, but climate change, what you gonna do? A little cooler meaning a few less days over 25, but yeah, per summer. That's similar to the weather here, actually. The summers go a bit longer, but about the same range. Yeah. But the problem being we have no AC anywhere. Like, it's very few buildings, especially like apartments in like, you know, like apartment buildings, they don't really have AC. So, and the houses are built for winter. So if there's a week of almost 30 in the day and almost 20 at night, after a couple of days the rooms get so hot and the outside is even hotter that it's just like, it's essentially unbearable. Same in Sweden. Yeah, yeah. Shaving cut. Consumed by grief. Clean hands.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Yeah, Canada has sounds like it has similar weather conditions as Finland. Yeah. No AC and heavy insulation, bright sun coming in. That sucks. That is a bad time. I actually have an idea that when it gets really hot, I might start streaming games that involve the desert. So there's at least I can immerse myself in the hot.
Farmhouse.
Alright. And that leads back here, right? Yeah.
Water lily greenhouse.
Cool. Let's check around a little more. I somehow expect that to be a hotspot, but it is not. Ah, we're back on the front. Alright.
Colonial collection. Farmhouse. Water lily greenhouse. Dry tropics.
Learn words with Sherlock Holmes.
Ventilation system. Seed house. Nursery. Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory. A map of Kew Gardens.
Am I missing anything?
Reserve.
Does depend where, since Canada has a ton of territory. Yeah, but Ontario seems to be similar, though I'd imagine Montreal and Quebec might get more comparable snowfall. I mean, sure, but like a lot of area, yeah, but like remember how Finland is lengthwise rather long, so the northest areas of Finland are within the Arctic Circle, right? So like it's in a north-south direction. You know, they share characteristics throughout, I would imagine, and then on the east-west section is just more of that in many ways, I would imagine. But like again, details notwithstanding, but big picture, you know. Point of interest. Maybe it'll have something later.
Locked.
Locked. Let's have a word with this dude. Do I imagine much? Yeah. Myopic, inexpensive glasses. Handsome Jactor. Vaihdetaanpas kieltä. It's basically I'm sort of like and he says to change the language, but the point of the there we go. So let's see. Noin. There, hyvin meni, hienosti tehty. Eli tällä tyypillä on halvat lasit, likainen kaulus ja se on ei-naimisissa eli naimaton. Ja. Puutarhurin kädet. No niin, tämähän meni hienosti. Lähdetään liikkeelle. Eli niin. On aika tolleen niin kuin litteän näköinen hiustyyli ottaen huomioon, kuinka niin kuin kiharainen tukka. Se on niin kuin kulmikas, litteä, kiharainen hiustyyli. Oikein niin kuin viimeisintä 90-lukua 100 vuotta sitten. Sherlockilla on kyllä haastavia tehtäviä. Kyllä on. Juuri näin. And then that's probably long enough for that, but thanks for the for the task there.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
All right.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
But maybe they're sergeant and not private. Ha. Okay, let's take a quick run through. See if there's anything we can quickly interact with.
Locked.
Oh, really? Nursery locked. A decently big area, although the railway thing was overall pretty big as well, though. So
locked. Nursery. Seed house.
Seed house.
Locked.
Yep. Watson, listen, can we go?
There is a smell of burning.
Shen secured a comedy jail. I think I'm always in there anyway. Nothing. Seed house. Oh.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
Okay. Well, I hear they execute a good joke now and then too. Yes, with an axe.
A water tank.
Or with an electric chair. They execute the joke with that. It's hilarious. Okay, well, I assume we'll find something here later then. I'm not seeing any other hot spots. Very big map, this one. Oh, I can go in the... Oh, ah. Oh. Fireplace, broken pots.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. A broom handle was half burned. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned. A protective mask.
Okay.
Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. The remains of a picture frame.
That plant looks pretty, somewhat exotic, so I don't know if, like, is this...
A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire?
Looks
The
similar.
door handle to the colonial collection and that of
Yeah.
the fireplace are made of the same material.
Yeah, looks similar. Kind of botanical sprawl. I thought to see the plants in case had any poisonous properties or something, but I did not recognize any of the names. Right, that's weird. I can understand the wearing if you're burning weird garbage, but not putting it in the fire. Yeah, it's I don't know. And especially looking at how this doesn't look like it's like an extremely safe way to burn stuff anyway. It's kind of interesting. Like someone getting rid of something in a weird hurry all of a sudden. That's kind of odd.
Dry tropics.
Dry tropics. Dry tropics indeed. Oh.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Alright. Dry.
Water lily green.
And back here. Cool. I have a bunch of stuff to check in my encyclopedia, it seems, and also I need to do the autopsy. So, Scotland Yard? There we are.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
So Mr. Mayhew, the glasses guy, is kind of a sketchy prick, but maybe he's a red herring. Yeah, could be. He seems like a prick, that's for sure. Hello?
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club. This watch is of great value.
A letter to Mr. F. Wayne, director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient, Montague Dunn. Seems also a prick, then.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Are we gonna do an actual, like Sherlock Holmes the autopsy? Let's see.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Seems to be giving a bereaved son orders and is in charge, yeah. And being a prick about the orders is the point.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma. There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy. No
redness. I'll check again just to hear the...
No redness, stings, or bruises.
Right.
Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Here we go. Well...
The lungs are congested and edematous.
Edematous. Ooh.
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Oh, God. This is pretty good. Just pull him out and have a look. Yep.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
This is how autopsy works. Yes, exactly. It's just pick him up and just turn him around. This is awesome.
The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Yep. These insights explain a thing or two of why all the characters seem a bit stiff when they're alive in this game. Oh, God.
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
Oh, I can't. This is too much.
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Jesus Christ.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
You mean...
Yes, it is murder.
We should
Yeah.
inform Lestrade.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Alrighty. Baker Street. Holmes, are you for real? Yes, he is. Hands off, Watson. My lungs, finders keeper. I found the lungs. The challenge of the lungs is mine. I'm back finally. Cool. Cool. Oh, speaking of... No, my lungs. Not now, my lungs. I almost forgot. Catastrophe, you mentioned that the only Sherlock thing you've seen is the Fate Grand Orders thing. It might not be immediately apparent, but if you've ever seen an episode of House, that's also essentially an homage to Sherlock Holmes in every way but name. In that, even his address is 221B Baker Street. It's shown in like one small photo of his driver's license in the series. Letter. Mr. Holmes, I'm writing to inform you that the affair at the Abbey Grange, which took place almost half a year ago now, still resonates deeply in high society and remains a subject of much gossip. This case's romantic background has attracted many suitors who show willing to shelter and take pity on Lady Brackenstall, but to this date she still serves her sentence with her maid Theresa and has rejected all offers of help. To be truthful, I suspect that the true motivation of these suitors may well be related to Sir Eustace's title and money. What do you think, Mr. Holmes? Sincerely yours, Inspector Lestrade. Toby. Hi, Toby.
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware that you were Watson's new literary agent.
Aw. Watson, don't look at the lady in the thing. That's rude. See? He's looking at the lady in the thing. Watson. I wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't have believed. I might have believed this of I don't know. That dead aristocrat, but not you. Sideways astronomy, yeah. Bad creepy Watson, yeah, exactly. Creepy Watson being a very good choice of words, yes, because there's a meme about creepy Watson about these games. I'll tell the story one of these moments, if you haven't heard what creepy Watson stands for, or means. Oh, right, yeah, encyclopedia, let's go. Whoa, that's a lot. Rare plants botany. A list of exotic stolen plants in Kew Gardens. Okay,
That is not the...
more like it. This one? There we are. Oh, I think I remember. It's how the game teleported him to behind wherever you were rather than animate pathfinding and walking. Yes. I encountered that in Sherlock Holmes' Nemesis, where he goes up against Arsène Lupin. So you just you walk around the huge ass museum, and whenever you turn around, Watson's there. Like, whoa, what the hell? Because there was no walking animation. They patched it in later, so eventually there was one. But in the 1.0 version, there was no walking, and there was the creepy Watson because of it. It was very weird. Like he's just like you see Watson standing like downstairs, like 35 meters away from you or more, and then just like you turn around and like, wow, he's right in front of you. It's really, really, really. So Jill Valentine isn't the only one facing the nemesis. Right, exactly. Yeah. The Watson in question. Yep. And thank you, Catastrophe, for clearing that up here. These plants have a certain toxicity in common, more or less variable. Dionea carnivorus Carlina inebriare, Florem diabolica, Prunus serotina, Chromolaena odorata, Heliamphores tepuis, Byblis genlisea violacea, Darlingtonia, Cracousa cephalotus. Only the first three can be dangerous to humans, particularly Florem diabolica, but only under very specific conditions. The plant should react to a process of aggression against which it will issue deadly spores.
Here it is.
Here it is. All right, let's do the other ones too. Symbol of the... I think I saw symbols or whatever here. Symbol on a broken flower pot, deeply dew, found in the... Not from Q. Glyph means divine. The Divine Syndicate? Cool. Yep, that's the one. The Divine Scholastic Syndicate for Vegetation Veneration. The members of this syndicate worship Triwan, the God King. They strive to obtain spiritual peace and release themselves from the material world. So generous donations are appreciated.
Here it is.
Here it is.
The Divine Syndicate is not a supplier to Kew Gardens. Besides, there is no address here.
I'll raise my hat to Sherlock for having the guts to interrogate the nemesis for what he did in Raccoon City. Yes, that takes some brass balls right there. Symbol on the flower pots found at Kew Gardens. The pots did not belong here. Maybe? Ooh. Seymour Garden equipment and supplies. We are a premium supplier for all your landscape gardening and timber requirements. Full range supply and delivery of stands, soils, mulches, pots, and anything else you may need. 3 Blurton Road, London.
Here it is.
Here it is. Alrighty then. Okay, what are we looking at? And our souvenir from the last one was a silver fork. So we took one of them. That's nice. Okay. Dunn was poisoned. Theft and murder. The killers may be those who stole the exotic plants, including the deadly species from the last exhibition at Kew Gardens. Alright. Okay, back to the Kew Gardens, I guess. I mean, we don't have anything else to, like, our evidence is all checked off, yeah. There we are. Loading. There we are. Big area. All right. Can we now get the doors open or something? Whoa, that's a lot of... Okay, here we go.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
Very sketchy, yeah.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That
And
he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
How dare he in Victorian England?
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Cool. Was Albert in here? Ah. There we are. All right. Your botanical garden is a joke. That too. Just having a good look, stretching my knees. Yep, Albert, yeah.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Right.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
If you don't have a passion for the garden, why would you deserve to be the director? So, yeah, it's kind of odd that, like, I don't care about plants at all, but I should be the director of this place. And I'm like, yeah. Apart from wanting to have a cushy job, what else is the, like, I don't know.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
All right. Worry about those a little later. The place is more of a mess than the roots of my potted plants. Okay, so we have keys, so let's start checking. Some of these we can't still open.
Locked.
Locked no more. You spoke too soon, Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, that's him.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
If you say so.
French wine. A remarkable vintage. Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
Show me. The Times. New plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the graft, will hold a press conference next to Monday morning upon this very subject. Go. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck, Montague Dunn. Alrighty then.
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish.
Okay. The framed decorations on the walls always interest me in these sorts of games of the olden type. I am solving a safe again. In a way that makes perfect sense, I'm sure. Still working here, apparently. Yeah, seems so. Which is suspicious. My dear friend, lawyer's help, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not to accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinarily precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who might wish to use them for dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in Boodles on Tuesdays. As always, Montague Dunn. Letter of complaint. Mr. Dunn, we must ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie, we need not elaborate, that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. Sisters.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunn. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at the London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House Tailors and at Baird & Sons Luxury Jewelers. Oof. That sounds like plenty of stuff and stuff. Okay, is that everything? Alright, and was this the one we can't get into? Nope, we're cool to go in here too. Oh! Oh. Lab table. Wet bottle trace. Let's see.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Good question. Feels like all three of them have some motive. Yeah, the director is the unrecognized dedicate. The lady was about to be fired by Dunn, and the son stands to inherit the estate. And the lady, Margaret, also seemed to owe Dunn money despite working there. Alchemy? That seems like.
There was a bottle here.
Or chemical,
It
whatever.
left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Since, like, I think alchemy is the... okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think alchemy is the practice of, like, mystical, like, mixing of doing stuff and stuff that's kind of, like, not scientific, really. And chemistry and chemical tests are the actual science of chemistry. So alchemy is a different thing than chemical experiments, I think. I could be wrong on this, though, but I think that's the case. Maybe. Correct me if I am mistaken, though.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Toby! Not supernatural for a long time. Alchemy was science. Right, but like, meaning it's still... point being, in the age of 1890-something, I would imagine alchemy was no longer science. It's more like Middle Ages thing. I think. I'd need to double check that, but I think that's more or less what that is.
A
Phonograph.
phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
A cylinder.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Alright. Alchemy was the precursor to chemistry. Obviously, it was observed that things have reactions to one another, but it was the belief of alchemy that metallic transmutations could be achieved and had more divine mystic goal. The alchemist's main goal was to create precious metals in a laboratory. Alchemy was the real science for longer than you'd think, until the 18th century. Point being that, like, the still being that I don't think that when in this setting in 1890 whatever, someone has, chemical equipment, it is no longer called alchemy unless they are trying to essentially, whether it's transmute metal or whatever, but that is still like this scene says to me chemical experiments instead of alchemy, I think. That's what because these are researchers and all. That's simply the point I'm making. 821.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
Right. For the time period of this game, Sherlock would consider it chemistry, though Margaret's own interpretation might be alchemical if she's a member of the divine vegetation people or whatever. Fair. Yeah, like, I don't... Like, my mind just goes chemistry, but I wouldn't know the exact year when alchemy was altogether discredited as a form of science. That I'm not sure of. University book.
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
Repeat year. Fits.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
Experiments. Table for...
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Burn.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Maybe.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
And one of them has been burnt as in the pile of burn in the yard.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
Let's break it.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Okay, fair enough. Oof, dude, wow, we might be here a bit. Hold on. Okay. Whew.
Open. Miss White's locker.
Miss White. It's a little known fact that her name has 7 H's in front. Miss White. I find it funny when there's a lot of H in front of a W. It's a oh well.
A draft
I
of
don't
a
know
letter
why.
that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I'm writing this letter with... You hear her whistle. Whistle. Dear Mother and Father, I'm writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Margaret.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student. These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
Alright.
A
Vanity purse something. I missed the... Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of us? You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done. And none of us ever compromised their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunn. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed, your parents. Question, why was the letter in this locker if she sent the letter, shouldn't the letter be at her parents' place? Like, this letter should be at her parents' place and not here, right? Maybe they send it back. Maybe, but why? That's kind of odd. Like, why would they... Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at this present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Oof. Your devoted servant sounds all kinds of not healthy for all parties involved. Okay, I need to avoid putting too many of those together because I might miss the deductions I need, so we'll see about this.
Martin Hamish's locker.
Oh, you shame us! Right, sorry. Video game logic. Because the way the reply is written makes it sound like they cut her off. I mean, yeah, but even if they cut her off, why... Yeah, but like, again, even if... Oh! The start of "I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help" strikes me as first-ditch plea, not second. So I think this is the first part of the conversation. So either they sent the letter back, or this is some sort of a draft that she never sent, and then she sent a copy. Like, but why... I feel like this is like a video game convenience to give us both letters in a way that makes no actual sense. That's kind of what it seems like. But so it goes. That's probably Albert and Dad.
Father and I. Kew Gardens.
There we are. I'll just take the photo, thanks, bye.
A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
I was thinking more that the first letter was sent back with a reply because they don't want to acknowledge her existence anymore, but yeah, weird. Yeah, I mean... Like, the only two options are either they sent the letter back or it's a draft without mentioning it being a draft. And she sent a copy to them or something, but maybe I'm just a dum-dum, but I don't understand the, like, I don't have that sort of a social interaction logic, like, node in my brain that sending a letter back with my letter would somehow make a point. I don't understand the reasoning there. I see what, like, I agree with you that is one of the very few options or possibilities of why that letter is there, but I don't understand why they did that if they did that, you know. Mr. General Secretary. Recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunn was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting. Albert's locker.
Wait, hold on. If this is Albert's locker, why was Albert and Dad's photo in Hamish's locker? Huh.
Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunn has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea.
So it seems.
A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
The Royal Navy's letter of refusal. Royal Navy School of NCOs, Recruitment Centre, London. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you into the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunn, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Lemarchand, Director of the Royal Navy Training Center. Damn! Ouch! Jesus Christ, man. Oof. That is an ouchie right there. This
Young
thing?
Albert, standing with a woman in front of London University.
Alright. It's I find it interesting that the lockers are labeled, because the employees themselves know their own lockers, and like whenever dad blocked, yeah, like whenever I've been working in any place where I needed a locker for a change of clothes and whatever, I've been in a few. Never ever 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 have they been labeled and named. They're not even numbered where I've been. Like, because I need to know where I am, and I often have like put some stickers of metal bands and somethings on the door as like a personal touch because it's fun, but I'm curious that they've labeled them. That doesn't strike me as like that has not been my experience, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm just saying it's interesting. Curious. But like it almost strikes me as a, hey, if you are looking for the locker of this person, here it is, you know? It's a bit weird for a place with all 3 employees, that too. But like the places I've been in have had dozens of them and still never ever ever labeled. Ever. Like I've been in chemistry factories and water treatment plants and that sort of stuff. And never ever labeled. I mean, I listened to both the cylinders already, and I think it backed me out of here anyway. I think I might need, I don't know.
I don't hear anything.
I'll get back to that if I don't find like a different cylinder or something anywhere else. But okay. This was locked before, right?
Locked.
Haha, no longer.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Okay. Work desk.
A thesis written by Martin Hamish.
Ah. I I am putting the WhatsApp messages, Rosie. It's okay. Alrighty.
A glasses case. It is empty. This area serves as Martin Hamish's office.
Cool. Do 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 do.
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing, but it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens.
Alright.
This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
Horticultural. Okay, window closed. Good.
An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A master's degree diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Alright. Don't see anything. Darkened part on the shelf. Some soil.
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
Sounds reasonable. There a second room here? It is just outside. Second room, at least for a little bit. Oh. He had a bust of himself. That's... I don't know.
I am curious if the marble that we found will fit this place. Here it is.
Here it is.
The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
Okay.
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
Right.
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
Alrighty then. Anything else to oh, sorry. I often get turned around in this place. It's a very symmetrical rooms and so on.
Locked.
Locked no longer. Okay, I think here...
Open.
Open. Hello, White, I believe? I'll look around first. A busted bus. Yes, we will have company in a hot minute. So don't be alarmed when a doorbell might go.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
Yeah, this is Albert's desk then.
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office.
Right.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Right. Fair enough. Anything else I could look at before I... Does this just open into the outside? Yeah. Okay then.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you, too. But
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Theft of plants and murder. Most foul. Expensive perfume. Past malnutrition, pellagra, poor family. Oh, wow. Interesting. I mean, I knew they were not as high class. It said so in the letter, but like malnutrition level, no, okay, interesting. That's a turn. Okay, what else? Like maybe about the clothes, but I didn't see any hotspots in this. Or fingers even more closely, no. Ah! Unmarried, there we are. Bad for Albert. I do too.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh, yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Yeah, I was really aiming for the belt and brooch, but no, it's the apparently often check the ring finger. It's
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Whoa! But we suddenly have a lot to talk about then. Cool. Here we go.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
The director was such a good man, she said, lying through her teeth. Yeah, I suppose.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
I mean, I am understanding that that Dunn like funded her life or something, but still, that's a very, very an overly positive thing to say, even with that in mind. Jesus.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Uh-huh. Very little of what she says lines up with basically everything else we've heard so far. Yeah. True. I have a bad feeling about Margaret, and I so hard hope that Albert is not involved, because good God, that that boy has had a bit of a rough patch in dreams crushed, you know. Okay, what's the next step here? Maybe check the Divine Syndicate just first, because I'm gonna need to run back to Albert anyway, so through loading screens back to the front is equally as quick. The area is so big. Didn't Albert also have a letter to White signed to your eternal servant? Or, yeah, it sounded very not healthy. But I'm under the impression that he offered help, but I am not sure if that help was accepted, but who the hell knows. But it is possible that Albert has also been paying or helping financially. I don't know. The only thing we know is that the... Oh, we need Toby.
Come on, Toby. We have some work for you to do. Let us go to Kew Gardens.
Let us go in a hot minute, though. We need to do this. 1889. Bassettown to the rescue, yeah. Scandal at the Divine Syndicate, probably? The Strand. Scandal at the Divine Syndicate Club. The Divine Syndicate Club, followers of the God King Truan, situated on 48 Grosvenor Street, Carleton Road, protectors of plants and more particularly trees, are currently in the subject of an administrative investigation. The leaders of this organization are suspected of financial malfeasance. It may be that this investigation will lead to charges of judiciary. Meanwhile, many voices have risen high against this inspection, denouncing the state. In fact, this private organization, which has given as its goal the defense and protection of nature and which incorporates many persons of influence, including political representatives of the opposition party.
Here it is.
Okay.
And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn.
Alrighty. Hold on, I am curious. Let's do some thingamathings here. Maybe I missed a beat, but I thought he was associated with them rather than against. Ah, I did not notice. I think it was like there was a letter. Oh boy, there's been a lot of documents here, which hard to keep them all in mind at all times. Sure, let's go see about the syndicate.
If I go there, Toby will wait for me in the cab.
Cool. Let's go. Some kind of acquaintance, not a way good for bad. There
This
was...
place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Like, I think the Syndicate had a letter sent to Dunn or something that the Dunn was holding their sisters, which I would imagine is the plants or something. And the Syndicate was angry that Dunn had them, and such and such. That's the connection I've noticed so far. That's the one part I remember from the notes so far. What does it wanted me to find? Oh, broken pieces.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. The Kew Gardens symbol.
Oh no. Let's go talk to the dude. Hello. Are you trying to find your way out of the labyrinth? It looks tricky.
Good day to you, sir. My name is
Sherlock Holmes,
The
yes.
sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Cool. Tattoo. Thanks. Good observation, Sherlock. Fingertip calluses. Palm injury, acid burn, chemical practice.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees,
Hail Cthulhu!
those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
Cthulhu Fathagan, yes.
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Trewan, I think. Oh boy, I'm glad I paid attention.
Our God King's name is Trewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, I like you.
Thank you, Ken.
Here
Thank you
is
both.
the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
A scam 100%. Sure sounds like.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy they are.
Kew Garden symbol from the... Hold on. Because one of the symbols was from here, though, in one of the other... Hold on. Symbol on a broken flower pot backyard. Symbol is not... So it's either this or the symbol of Kew Gardens in here. I'm gonna guess this one.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green-fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Well, we will leave you to your
That is a take right there. Like, what the fuck? Two false doesn't make a... Yeah, and he started... We only stole them back because he loaned them from us. Well, actually, we took every plant that was not ours, but that's basically the same thing, right? Like, what? What? Right, cool. There. So this one I needed to have at this point, I believe. That's the deal. All right. A seed for a seed, not a root for a root. Yeah. And then some extra since you don't worship plants the right way. Yeah. Alright. Investigate more. Can we still get in the temple even though we searched things already? Thanks. Do 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 do.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
Here we go, Sherlock. Tell us what drug it is. I'm sure you probably have intense experience of this. Give me a second.
It is rather delicious and of an excellent quality.
Cool.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
There we are. Hi. There. Well, we back. There we are. So, we have some company right behind me there. Hi. The GF came to visit, so, there we go. She's, observing. Alright, cool. So, we found out they have cocaine, so we're gonna live here forever and it'll be fine. So that's the plan. Okay, so... Door. Also, what is your deal?
You came to make a donation? Glory to Triwan!
Alright. Well...
This must be Triwan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Cool.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Is it a lockpicking minigame? Cool, here we go. This looks touch complex. Hold on. Yeah, we probably want to keep this here. Looks like a particularly gnarled up route, yeah. I'll just check that it's not a red herring of a... We'll see if that fits at some point, but this is like the first choice, right? Okay, oh wow, sorry. This one. So this is a thing. There's another one. This won't fit with the centerpiece though, I think. It's just a touch too far. This fits even worse, so... Okay, so if I... Curious one, that's for sure. So, okay, so if I remove these, yeah, those fit together like so. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Cool. Then there's that. There we are.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Lovely. Can we stay here as well? Well, it's important for the investigation to spend a weekend here.
A vast amount of opium.
Cool.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Yeah, chemical experiments, right? Sure. Chemistry cupboard.
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Object of interest. All right. Didn't see any... Oh. Yeah, didn't see anything else to interact with that I haven't already. Yeah, the white one is object of interest. Cool. Okay. And Watson stayed here to stare at the cocaine so it doesn't run away. Good thinking, man. We're on the same page here.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Right.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest. These 3 plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
I'll just put them down my pants. They don't look sharp at all. It's fine. It's fine. Just take great care when sitting. It might sting a bit.
A tropical.
They got all the stuff. John Brazil, hello, welcome. Weird looking mechanism, yeah. Holmes, this case is all about tropical plants. How can it not be of interest? Yeah, I kind of wonder too. Like, it's a pretty much of a just put these in my suit pockets. Yeah, like the pocket. But hey, you in Brazil, welcome, and I hope you've had a good day. Glad to have you here. The pants in these are they're very spacious. Omnom?
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants.
Omnom.
Let's take them.
I am Groot. I was gonna like them, I'm sure. Cool. Are we good here? I think that's everything. At least for the immediate moment. We might need to return to the chemistry thing later with some other evidence, maybe, but... Right. Since I probably don't have anything new to use here, right? All right. So Toby, let's go to the Kew Gardens. Brave Toby, the best nosed in the British Empire. Loading. Kew Gardens is a really big map. It loads a little longer than the rest of them. And no one is petting the dog. This is an outrage. There we are.
Let us take Toby to the laboratory. He will pick up the scent of this mysterious substance.
I so hard am forgetting what substance we're talking
Search,
about.
Toby.
But
Search.
You'll just give us a minute. Cool. Let's follow the green flame. Let's go. Do, 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 do. Going. I like to imagine Toby just reached up and opened the door himself. Yep, that is a resourceful doggo.
Congratulations, Toby. Now let us see what you have found.
It better not be a chew toy. Just saying.
This is the bottle that was used in the laboratory. It was buried here.
Damn. Why not throw it in, like, I don't know, the river? Like Thames is surely not that far away.
There is still some liquid remaining in the bottle, with gold flakes. A tiny caterpillar. Not surprising to see one in a garden, but at the bottom of a bottle.
Maybe it's an experimented caterpillar. Maybe they intended to enact the taking over of the world by killer caterpillars and tomatoes. Okay, what else? Okay, let's quickly to Baker Street. See what it is. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Let us determine just what we have found here. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis.
An analysis.
This is the bottle that we found hidden at Kew Gardens. Let us use a pipette.
Let us use a pipette. Let's just taste it, it's fine. I'm sure it's perfectly good.
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
I'm sure it's not like gassing out into a poison, it's fine. Yeah, well, see, it's fine. We're just gonna drink it down and we'll just know what it is. It's fine.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor nearby.
You are a
What do you think it is?
reckless
It
boy.
is some kind of organic compound.
No kidding.
Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens. Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette.
Just fine. We have steady hand. It's just. There.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Okay. Watson, you're doing the thing that the Green Grand Doobly-Doo was doing. That's not... I'm sure that's somehow not healthy.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes. What should we do next, Holmes?
Set up the alkaloid from a chemical lab and the caterpillars and perform the experiment with the deadly plants. There we are.
According to the deadly plants information, in order to perform our experiment, we will need fertilizer and food. Caterpillars should do nicely.
Okay. I thought I had caterpillars, so the other one is the one I'm missing. Maybe... Is there some in... Because I'm wondering, because I doubt that I'm going to do experiments at the Divine Syndicate place, so I imagine I'll just pick up something from the shelf eventually. So is now the time, or what? Watson is doing like some sort of a thing that some really weird this boy was doing here. Watson is mimicking the gestures of this boy. That's the London is a beautiful place. It is, yes. Duracell in this game, it is. It has atmosphere, that's for sure. Taking a shot and gassing it, yes. Absolutely. Let's get a quick run in there and see if we can pick up the thing. Gentleman mustache Tai Chi, yeah. Haha.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens. Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
Experiment. Involving caterpillars and stuff. I'm sure we'll learn all the things. It'll be fine. You're still... listen, you're not supposed to do it all day, I'm pretty sure.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Okay. Sorry. Oops.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
Okay, hold on. So... Damn, it was a wrong button. So I'm just guessing that this is not what we're looking for right here, yeah?
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Okay, so if I first put this here, then this here.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid.
And now the other plant.
This plant becomes...
Shush. Oh, wait, can I... Hold on. Can I switch them around in, like... There you are. Would this work better?
This plant seems to have had no reaction.
Okay, cool. I totally meant to do that.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary.
Cool. Open a window? No, it would be too easy. He
The
started
plants
after the
would be
visit to the
capable
Divine
of
Veggie
killing
Temple.
only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
All right. Spike's Holmes. Don't forget the spike. Yeah. Watson Tai Chi. Yeah, he was doing Tai Chi because the other dude in the green Grand Wizard was doing the Tai Chi in the Syndicate place. It was weird. Kew Gardens. Come, there we go. Here we are. Cool. So we know from the autopsy he got a lung full of toxic spores and all the three people have motives to varying degrees. Yes. Absolutely, yes. So far, that's the case. Okay, so, Hamish.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Photograph with father, probably?
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He
Why
worked
would you
together
lie
with
about
Montague
that?
Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh, yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
Alright. Though Miss White seemed the most put upon and desperate, and Albert was besmitten with her. Yeah. I'm kind of not... I don't want to point fingers yet. They all have a motive, and Albert seems the least sketchy, but other than, like so far, Hyman and White seem the most sketchy in their separate kind of ways. And all three have a motive, so I'm playing my cards close to my chest at this point.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
BS, fragment from a statue. Right?
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea.
Don't you mean that
Surely
room?
Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently.
I'd guess Hamish is the most likely since White has just much reason for him to be alive. Someonership and Albert just doesn't have the ambition to kill, too weak-willed. I mean, unless White knew that Dunn was either about to cut him off, or maybe the note we had... No, she probably didn't know because Sherlock said we shouldn't show that note to White. But still, assuming White didn't know that she was about to be cut off, then yeah. But then again, if White didn't know that she was about to be cut off, why would she ask for help from her parents? Because then she wouldn't have needed the help, because Dunn was constantly giving money to her for a long time too, it seems. So unless the letter asking for help is extremely old. I don't know.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Albert! Hi. Tell me everything. Where were the drugs going? Swear to me.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysip something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
Okay.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
That is a very specific set of times you just gave me there. I couldn't remember, barely what day something happened, rather than, okay, 9:40, 9:50, 10:10, Jesus, whoa. She might have known things were going downhill before he actually gave her the letter of... It could be, yeah. Could be.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Lies! This thing? I'll quick check here. Yeah, this, yeah. Albert's Hopes is the denied letter to the Royal Navy School of Doobly-Doo.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Let's do a quick check here. So, Albert's ambition, Albert's motive. Albert's studies. I need to be very so what situation disagreements What is this then? So sect is not involved. Thank you. Albert killed. I need to reach these things for the achievements. It's very intricate because if I don't do these here, I will miss doing them later, and I can't get the achievement for it. So this option has now been hopefully saved in the thing. And okay, we should probably go talk to White next. Who I super hope has not moved from where she was before. Hi. Let's see how much we have to talk about here. Not much.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
I'm curious how much they use the, like, instead of saying, like, for a little while, they say 2 or 3 minutes. Like, it's interesting that these people give such detailed, like, minute per minute, like, name, like, they name the things, like, 2 or 3 minutes, or 9:30, 10:10, 9:10. It's kind of interesting. Actually, if Albert isn't very interested in plants, and the plants indeed are what killed Dunn, it's near impossible for Albert to be in a guilty party. He probably wouldn't have enough in-depth much to say. I agree. I just have to put it that way to get the achievement for reaching all of the conclusions. I also agree that Albert probably doesn't have that, but the game in this, like, my guide says that the game in this case is so finicky with the deductions that if I even choose one thing out of order and like choose it to be like, let's say the Albert one might not be the one that spoils it, but if I choose one of the options in different direction, it leads to a different conclusion that locks out the rest of the conclusions, and then I can't get the achievement that is for seeing all the different conclusions in the entire game. That's why I have to do that too. But I agree that Albert does not have the knowledge to do that. Yes. Sounds fun. I know. If I recall, he came by for his morning inspection and said hello, then he went to the garden for 240,000 microseconds, and then, yeah, different time. Yeah, it is, but it's still interesting to me. Like, point being, no other case before this has had dialogue like this, though. Point, like, no other murder witness has said these clock times and 2 or 3 minutes and so on. It's only for this case, which I find interesting.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Okay.
Thank you, miss.
Ah!
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
Okay. Okay, wait. Hold the phone. Yeah, this doesn't seem super hard to figure out. I'm wondering why, like, how do I all of a sudden know that the bust was there and such? I'm kind of confused. Like, I know it was broken and all, but how do...
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Let's see if I can get a quick look on this thing. All right. So ventilation system. What's the quickest way out here? Ugh. Alrighty. Ventilation system, you say? Here we go.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
Okay, you could have mentioned that first, but okay, cool, thanks. Alrighty. Ah.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Stay right there so I can drop the caterpillars on your forehead. Also, I'm wondering why the... why the Sherlock Holmes sense is going. Other than just to show the pipe or whatever. Because all this we've seen already. Okay. I wonder if it goes away when I leave the room. It does. Okay, what? Why? I've checked all of these. Also, it became active only after I put the caterpillars in there anyway, I think. Maybe it's to show how, like where the pipe goes. That's the one thing I can think of. So like if I go here, we would... Yeah, it shows the thing to be go. Yeah, cool.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
It's gotta be off for a while. Might see you later. If not, see you Monday-ish. Yeah, hey, well, absolutely. Hey, thanks for watching though, and thanks for being here. And have an excellent rest of your day, Catastros, and all that good stuff. For science, exactly. We're going to drop some caterpillars on Watson. Yes, that our all our dreams are coming true right here. Okay, so
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
right. So do I now still go all the way to the... Yeah, I guess so.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
What is that? Oh, hello.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Hold on. Was there a lever like that in the other one?
We can see the interior.
It's not letting me interact with it, but there is. Okay, let's just go put on the thing and see what happens.
Before starting the engine, the power is on. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty distracting to have the Sherlock vision always telling you to do stuff, because it's like... It's kind of... It almost feels like I'm missing something, but I think I'm on the page here.
We can see the interior.
Ah, now we do this.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Cool. A very elaborate experiment, that's for sure.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Let's find Watson.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Sorry, I can't. Now they will
Perfect.
eat you forever.
Now we know
It's
how the
unfortunate.
murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Okay. See, the thing is, I feel like I'm supposed to, there you go. White's knowledge. Albert's lack of experience. White killed Dunn. Again, I need to check all of these. That's the point. Here we are. So now that's checked off. And okay, let's do some Hamish's opportunity, because yeah, he saw the thing. And we'll do the other one too. New director, Hamish's anger. Hamish's motive. Martin Hamish had a motive. He believed that he and his father lives and had been ruined. Father's lives had been ruined by Dunn, who had taken the credit for all of their work. Hamish wished to take over the directorship of Kew Gardens, but he knew that would not be possible with Dunn still alive. So yeah, we'll... Knowledge means what acquired the user might not be enough to guarantee the correct reaction of dead intelligent plants. Honestly, White is a really good student, but we just, for the sake of getting this, we need to do this. Hamish is guilty. Martin Hamish could be the killer. He had the opportunity to steal the Divine Syndicate's plans and stimulate them from his workplace directly after he had locked Montague Dunn inside the Colonial Collection room. Effect the arrest of Martin Hamish. Boom. There we are. And as far as I can see, I did it correctly in the sense that now I did not lock any of them out. Like, the point being, this Hamish is guilty thing or something, after we do a thing here, then we can no longer reach the other ones. That's what happens. Like, the Albert and Miss White killing stuff would be gone, and I think the sect murder and theft would also be gone.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard. Here we are. Lestrade! Hi.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Sometime later. I'm looking at the clock that I probably have to cut this case in the middle and then continue next week at some point pretty soon, but we'll see what this little exercise leads into, and we'll see, because unless this ends really quickly, then we might have to call it mid case, but we'll see.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Well.
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Examine body.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Nice shoes. Can we borrow them? I'm sure they're really comfortable for walking
Holmes,
and stuff.
his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Martin Hamish's regret. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. Okay. Hamish's confession and clubfoot. Hamish acted alone. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion on his clubfoot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Talk to Lestrade. Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues found in the body of Martin Hamish. Go. Hi. Hi.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Again, a different game.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
So let's crack on. So we're building a timeline of the events here, and oh boy, I sure as hell hope I would have paid attention. So, yeah. Okay, let's... This does explain why all the people were talking very specifically in you know, times, like 10 minutes past this thing and 20 minutes to this thing in a way that they hadn't done before. Alright, let's see. So, Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed Montague Dunn was unwell, which was at around 10:30. Okay, so 10:30. I think they're color-coded to help me out here a little bit. Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Seat House at around 9:30. So here... Made changes. Oh, cool. I am glad you like your own gaming setup. My setup is very a chaos and painkillers, but it's fine. It's mine and I like it. All right. Albert was in the Seat House the entire morning. He observed Hamish returning from visiting Miss White at 10:10. So, like, here? It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered the Dry Tropics room. Hamish returned to the Seat House. 20 to 10, so 940. Oh, wait, hold on. These might be a little bit out of order, huh? Or, Like, I'm just... Albert meets Montague down at the Martin Hamish and sees... Yeah, okay, maybe. But, like, these two, I feel like they can't be in the same place, right? So, hold on a minute. Martin Hamish returns to the seed house. Montague Dunn and Hamish go to the backyard. Around 10 minutes to 10, when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. So, like, here. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommends inspection into the dry tropics room. Hamish returned to the seed house. There, yeah? Yeah. Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the lab until 10:40. When she saw Hamish and Albert in the water lily greenhouse and joined them there. Until 10:40. So here... What about this? Hold on. At 10? No? Oh, wait. Yeah? There? That is a... Alright. Yeah, we might be here a bit. Strap in, folks. Also realize I should probably grab the achievement stuff at the ready, which I don't yet have, because I kind of had to start off with a hurry. Hold on. There we go. Put that there, that there, that there. Right, and then there's... I'm not picking up this thing. I need to have my achievement guides at the ready so I don't miss anything. So... here. Good, thanks. Okay, so what's the problem? It was at around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. That fits. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommended inspection and entered the dry tropics room. Yeah. Hamish returns to the seat. Oh, sorry.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20.
Oh no.
Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time.
Okay.
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Okay. All right, so now we make this thing. Hold on. So from what I gather there, it seems that White had the time. Or Albert, Martin and Albert are not accomplices. It is unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity, and 10 minutes would not be enough to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague Dunn and lock the door in order that Martin might have activated the ventilation system. So, okay, for the achievement purposes, I have to go through all three possible conclusions from here, meaning... Oops, sorry. So that's the one, the first of the three. So you can choose that Hamish did it alone, but clubfoot, unlikely, right? Then Albert had time would lead to Albert being the accomplice. And White has time leads to White is an accomplice. Margaret White was Martin Hamish's accomplice in killing Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. And as per usual, I have to condemn everyone because of the achievement purposes. So I take from what we just built there that this is the correct answer, so that's what we are going with. Cool? Cool. Put this thing ready. There you go. Yes. Let's find out.
Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Alrighty then.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
That's how lines work.
Stop!
Oh, I see. She had a vial.
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
But the game says step forward.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
You want to be killed by the authorities.
It's too late.
Because that's how this works. Whoa! We have stopped another suicide
Well
so
done,
that the
Watson.
justice
She was
system can
not
kill them
faking.
instead.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Miss White is a dangerous woman very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder. When she realized that she was unable to make any further monetary gain from Montague Dunn, she advanced her affections to Albert, his son. She was the one who locked the door of the Colonial Collection Room directly after Hamish released the caterpillars, and then pushed Martin Hamish to his suicide only to cover herself. She got what she deserved. And all clues found, and the correct conclusion. Cool. Accept decision. Yes. Yes. There we are. That is case cracked, as they say. Cool. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please do drop a like and subscribe if you would like to, because it would truly help, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next case.